Hi friends, welcome to Aishusdiy. This is going to be an awesome video. I really love the necklace that I have created. I quite not make a lot of stuff that I don't repeat my designs that much. I should really like the design a lot, then I repeat it. Otherwise, I tend to go to the newer one. I don't know. It's just means I should really like it to do repeat a design multiple times until unless I'm asked to, if it's a custom order or something. But other than that, I don't repeat myself. This is the first time I can't stop making these necklaces. It's so pretty. The only time consuming factor is to put together the colors that go with it. So that is the only thing that needs to that takes time. And I came up with two different colors. The first necklace I made is this, for my class, and I really liked it. I came up with this color combination and I loved it. And these are gemstones. So as these are crystals and crystals, roundels, bicones, you name it, it's here. There is beads space. Sorry, there is beads spacer. I'm so sorry, my tongue is twisting a lot today. There is daisy spacers and bead spacers and bead caps. Here I have used vintage bronze, um, bronze findings, and then I used smoky quartz 20 gauge from Parawire. It looks like vintage bronze. Vintage bronze will work, copper will work, any color you have wire. 20 gauge, it's completely made of 20 gauge wire, the entire thing. And it's so easy. I had made similar ones with the help of chain couple of years. Sorry, I have made it for my own stash couple of years, and I just did a video. I think, I'm not so sure, I did a video with chain going through all the way here, having the multiple thing, but this is so damn easy. And then it's so rewarding at the end of the day, and I really loved it. I added bronze chain and a lobster claw clasp. I didn't want any attraction towards the clasp or whatsoever. I just want all the attraction to be here, focus to be in the center. And then I made the same similar dangle, and I made earrings. So there's nothing different, the same process. And then I made this color combination, which is really nice and bright. And this is more like autumny feel, and this is more like wow feel. And then I just twisted this a little bit. Over here I have a clasp which is like a ear wire start over here, as you can see in the bronze one. And here I have a wrap loop. So either way will work fine, whichever one you like. uh, you can continue doing it. I just twisted the design a little bit from here to here. Here you can see bronze spacer beads in between these big gemstone beads. Here you can see the same agate in 6 millimeter between those beads, and that's the only difference. And then I haven't had any bead caps here because I ran out of silver bead caps. Yes, I did. Okay. And then the thing is, I added spacer beads, and then I just changed the spacer bead only at the end to a square one for the earrings and not for this design. I wanted to do the square for the entire design because I'm wrapping wire in the bottom. The square might interfere with that. I didn't want that to happen, so that's why I didn't add it. So I added lobster claw as well for this necklace, and then I added a small connector here with just basic loop, and the earrings is as well the same. uh, let's get started how we can do this. There we go. I'm going to do again the similar color, the bronze color that I did, because I really love the color combination. It has come out really well. I'm using these roundels. These are 6 by 8 millimeter roundels. These are, I think, 6 by 4. And then this one we got, I don't remember, it's beadbox bargains sometime before. This is a cream color it looks like a twisted bicone. And then I am using these bicones in a metallic color. It's like orange translucent and orange metallic on one side, so it's a different color. And I got this from AliExpress. And bicones, and these are onyx beads, and these ones are gemstones. These are mixed gemstones, so I use the same strand for the sample, but I picked out all the colors, which are mostly black and white and a little bit of brown. As you can see in this, I have a mixed orange and green and black and brown, because I just wanted to give it a little twist, not a lot more difference from the sample I created. So I already created 4 of the dangles. We are going to create more. I'll show you guys how to create those. I got this inspiration from another YouTuber. I'm so sorry, I forgot her name, and I really liked it, and I wanted to make more of this design, and I wanted to show you guys how to make it too. Okay, and then it's so simple, trust me. So these are 10 millimeter, I think. I'm not so sure. Let me just check for you guys. So you basically go from yeah, these are 10 millimeter and these are 8 millimeter. So you basically go from bigger beads to smaller beads. Ultimately, that's what the concept is. But you get the idea, right? You can use any beads you want. You can shift this for completely gemstone, for completely crystals, whichever way you want it to be. I have some bead spacers, the daisy spacers, and the oops, I might ran out of spacers here. Daisy spacers and this bead caps. So I figured out we have as much as we want. So let's just start making this dangles. So how to make this dangles? First you need to cut wire. Take your 20 gauge wire. I'm using 20 gauge para wire in smoky quartz color. You can use any color you want. You just straighten your wire with your nylon jaw pliers, and then cut yourself about 3 inches. 3 inches is what this one measures to. Let me put this on a scale. About, say, 3 inches. 3.14 or 3.3. Okay. So I just cut roughly everything the same, so that I don't, go with less. So you cut yourself about the length, and then you start. So the length of the wire depends on what beads you put in. So this is a 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 6 by 8 millimeter, and this is probably, I don't know, let's see, we are doing lengthwise, so I'll do lengthwise measurement. This is about, say, 6 millimeter or 7 millimeter, 8 millimeter, I guess. And this one is 4 millimeter. I'm sorry, excuse me. So it all depends upon that. Depending on that, you can cut yourself a longer or shorter, whichever you want to. And also there is 5 beads in here. You can change this a little bit, tweak it a little bit according to your preferences as well. So I'm loading. First let me tell you guys how to make these, right? So you cut yourself a length, and there is one end which is not flush cut, the other end which is flush cut. I take the one that is not flush cut and take it and create a U, just like so. and then you actually created something, some bead stopper right there, right? So it can be big, it can be small, it all depends upon how you want it to be. Add your bead, the bigger bead. Now the bead won't go anywhere. That's all you're aiming for, right? And then I add a bead cap to it after the 10 millimeter bead, and then I load in a black, and then I load in the spacer bead, then the 6 by 8 millimeter roundel, a spacer bead, and this twisted bead, a spacer, and a bicone. So you have this much left, making sure everything is in place. Okay, just need to adjust this a little bit. Here we go. We have our dangles and everything. Hold your round nose pliers right on top of the bicone. Adjust your wire if it is twisted. Bend it to 90 degrees. Reposition your pliers. Bring it around to make a loop. And then get it over here. You can use your pliers to wrap, or you can use your hands to wrap, whichever works for you. But wrap it around twice. Twice is more than enough. Then go ahead and snip off the excess wire. That's a short tail. And then you tuck in the tail if there is one. That's it. Pick up the next one, fold the end into a U shape, and then crush the U between your pliers so that it comes together. The wire comes together and forms a small stopper right there, right? And then add your bead, just like so. The bead gap, followed by black onyx, followed by spacer, followed by roundel, followed by spacer, followed by this one, this bead right here, followed by a spacer, and followed by a bicone. There we go. Then we are going to do a wrap loop, but before that, check everything is proper, because you don't do it again, you can't, right? Then you will be wasting wire. So here we go. I'm going to wrap this with my finger, because we added that little bit extra distance. It's easy for us to wrap. If not, it will be tight. Then tuck the tail in. And one more. I already loaded this one. Then our black, then the spacer, then roundel, spacer, basically from bigger to smaller. That's it. Then hold it over there, bend it to 90 degrees, reposition it, and bring it around, and wrap it. Snip off the excess wire, and there is no tail practically. There we go. So now we have all the dangles ready. Okay, and we need to cut a big piece for the center part, right? For that, you can cut about 4 inches of wire, or um, like if you're doing wrap loop, you can just add it to it, whichever you want to do. So I would like to cut so that it's clear for everybody. Take my nylon jaw pliers and then straighten my wire a bit. Take about 4 inches, 4.5 maybe. Yeah. Okay. This is what we have so far. I like to do not the wrap loop but the other design. So I'll show you guys how to do it. Take your round nose pliers, make a small loop. Just like so. Bring your round nose pliers, put it right in between the mandrel, and then make this. Right? You can hammer it down if you want to, or else if you don't want to, that's fine. So this is what it is on one end, and then the roundel comes into play here. So this is a roundel I used because I want it to be muted down, not so prominent, so I wanted to use this. So add one roundel, and this bead right here you can actually change it a little bit, just like that, right? To orange, to green, center black, brown. So I start with this, add it to my wire, add another roundel, and the next one, add a roundel, add a next one, so this is what we have so far. Add a roundel, add the next one, next angle, and finally a bead. So we have a long wire, I know, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? There we go. If you want to adjust anything, this is the time you need to do that, right? So the only thing I feel here is sometimes this might do a little bit of a difference, the height, so that can affect your overall design, but it looks pretty okay for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave about an inch and then snip off the excess one. Okay, take your round nose pliers, keep this straight, right? Keep this straight so that you can make a mirror image here. So make a loop upwards, a small loop. You can mark your pliers if you want to make this similar loop, and when you're done making the loop, you need to put your thing exactly how you would make a ear wire. So we have these two. Okay, that's about it. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create, see how if it is like this, you can actually hang this like this, it's looks pretty. But if you want this stable, there is a way to do that. For that we need more of the 20 gauge wire. You can also use 22 gauge wire here. I have no problems whatsoever. So you can also use 22 gauge for this purpose. I don't have 22 gauge or 24 gauge in this vintage bronze, so I'm just using this. So I'm just going to use this spool because I feel that's how I don't waste any wire. And then I'm going to use this bronze beads. I'm going to load. So there is 7 dangles here. So we need 6 beads in between. So I'm going to load. These are 6 millimeter, by the way. 6 millimeter spacer beads. I'm going to load 6 of them. There we go. And then start wrapping it. So I hold a little bit of wire here and I just wrap it around once, just on top of the bead cap. Move my 6 millimeter bead, bring it again here, the next dangle. Don't worry about the rest of the pendant, just keep it right next to it and then wrap around once, just like so. Let me bring you guys up closer a little bit so that you can see better. Move again another bead and bring up one of the dangle. I want to keep it up and rotate in the same size. As you can see, there is a crisscross in the back and there is this in the front. So I just keep it like that right next to the bead and then just wrap it once right on top of my bead cap. Get it in there. Make sure there's enough gap also. You don't want to cram it. Right? Bring the another spacer bead and place it right next to this and then bring another dangle. Keep it on top, right? And then wrap it around once. And then bring another spacer right here and bring your dangle on top and then wrap it around just before the bead cap. Another spacer, another dangle, wrap it around on top. Okay, another spacer, another dangle on top, and then wrap it around on top. I'm doing twice. That's because this is the end of it. Twice is more than enough. Go ahead and snip it off and tuck the tail in. Come back here at the start. You're going to go ahead and put this one more time through this. Then get it over here somehow. Wiggle it through. Or what you can do is you can push this back. This will automatically come up and then go ahead and tuck it in. Press it against the coil and that's it. See how clean is this? And that's it, you're done basically. And adjust it if you want to. Adjust a little bit and your pendant is done. How cool is that? Right? Let me just put it back where the camera was and then we are done basically with the pendant as such. So if you want to tweak it a little bit, you can tweak this. It's still 20 gauge, much manageable. And then we are going to create the earrings. Earrings is simple and straightforward, the same thing, right? Just make a loop, make a U, not a loop, just like so, and then crush the U between your pliers. Okay, and then we need beads. I'm gonna use the brown beads because I feel that those are the ones which will match this, because I didn't have any other orange or red, but the color combination is really pretty, I think. And I load that one, bead cap. So I don't have any of the daisy spaces anymore. So what I'm gonna do for the earring is I'm going to add the small spacers, sorry, small bead caps in the place of my daisy spacers. It's okay to add a little bit of difference, I'm fine with it, but yeah, since I don't have it, I'm just showing you this with this. So there we go, add our bead. I'm adding the bigger bead cap on top of the 10 millimeter, and for the 8 millimeter I do the smaller bead caps. These are very cute. It really doesn't look a lot more different than what I had before because of the size and the way it is. There we go. We are almost done. Just make sure it's straight. So I take it, make a wrapped loop, you can either cut it or tuck it, whichever you feel like. But these are plated wires, so if you handle it a little bit rough, then the inside wire shows up. You need to be careful about that. Inside it's gonna be copper. There we go. Straighten that out a bit, and if you want to tuck the tail in more, you can do so. Now we have our earrings ready. I have my ear wires. I did it with the same wire because I don't want to use a store-bought one because it doesn't match it. Open up the loop in the wire, just made a ear wire, hammered it a bit just to make it strong. It's 20 gauge, and here we go. Our earrings are as well ready. Then you have to attach this through a chain, and the lobster claw clasp and this as well. So I need to create one more connector. which I had it in the sample. For that I need the black and the orange. That's the color I'm choosing because those two are very prominent in this pendant as well. So you can choose any two beads, or you can also use all 5 beads. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to add this and the bead cap and this roundel beads. Snip off the tip so that it's flush, and all we need to do is take it, bend it to the 90-degree angle, and then make a loop just like so. Bend the other side and cut it about half an inch or so, and then make a loop. Similar way, add another bead cap, roundel beads. We need to cut this flush so that our loops come out very good, otherwise it won't be that good. Bend it to 90 degrees, reposition your pliers and make a loop. Do the same. I just eyeball this distance, I don't measure it. If you want to measure, go ahead and measure. I'm fine eyeballing it. I've been doing this for the past 13 years, no 15, I think 13 years or so. Okay, here we go. This is our 2 component right here. We don't need any of this anymore. We shall move all of those. All you need to do is open this up, pick up your chain. I'm using a bronze chain. Add it to this finding and close this. Then open this side up and add it to this. And close it. So I'm going to use, I didn't cut the chain yet. I'm going to cut it about 7.5 inches each side. So you'll have additional length of your, see this from here, it'll be more. It's almost an inch, right? So I'm doing 7.5 inch maybe. And the same thing, another length. You can also open this link up if you don't want to cut it. Every chain is made out of links, like how you do jump rings. Think that you have jump rings attached to each other. This is like that, as you can see. Then you can close this up or add your lobster claw clasp to it, so that you don't need additional jump rings, right? And these ones are pretty sturdy than those. And then do the same here. Open up this end. This is a closed jump ring, twisted jump ring that I have, and then I close it just like so. And also open this loop and add it to this end of the chain. Close it. Open this other end Add it to this side. Close it. So our chain is ready. Our necklace is ready. I really love this color combination. I don't know, for some reason it's just adorable for me. And this is the front, and these are the earrings. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me. Subscribe to my channel, share my channel with your friends and family, and also don't forget to check out my Etsy shop. So many items have been uploaded to my Etsy shop. Go ahead and take a look and support this channel by buying some items from my shop for you or your friends and family this holiday season. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.